What up, though? This your boy J-Mo. I wanted to come to y'all today about the generations that's passed and our generation and the newer generations and whatnot. And I think we soon forget. This is a society where we soon forget a lot. And I wanted to touch on that because a lot of people act like they wake up like ducks every day, like they ain't had no, you know what I'm saying, like tradition or none of that. And now we starting to be in a world where we seeing that our tradition is not really our tradition. And a lot of people, I come across, they kind of be like scared to say certain stuff. I ain't really that type of guy, so I'm gonna say it for sure. So in today's time, I feel like our generation is really the key. From 91, I'm gonna say 91 to like 94, some fives. But really after that, I really want to say probably once Pac dropped off, you kind of saw the shift from the baseball, football, basketball in the hood, the good summer times and all of that. And then you just see the wipe off of everything. And it literally was like an eraser. Because now these people that's coming up under us, we looking at them like they retarded, but they also got a right to feel how they feel because they in the era of the internet, all this knowledge, or all this stuff that's out every day, was real and was fake news and was not fake news. But our older generations wasn't horrible either. They just was following tradition. And they tradition stopped at a certain time. I start at a certain timeline. And it stopped at a certain timeline. And I like to get before they timeline so I can understand what comes from all the way back then all the way to where we got to right now. So that's what this video is definitely about. So I'm gonna start with our parents and grandparents mainly, and the way they were structured in the tradition or whatever. So we basically took the, you could say, the shut the fuck up military type shit. You a kid, stay in the child's place, blah blah blah, that type of stuff. Versus now, these kids running around crazy doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And it's like it's okay. And you could take the jewels from the older generation and bring it to our generation. That's what make us special because we got the old and we got the new. But a lot of people just see the new. I'm hearing people talk about old school is Erykah Badu and Jodeci and Lauryn Hill and stuff like that. That's the times we in now. That's they old school. Well, that was really like the start of a new era for us. So I want people to be real conscious about how they move every day and to seek their own truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and know the reality of every generation, not what you perceive. That's like that's my biggest thing. I like to have a reality lens on all the time. I do not like to get lost in feelings or emotion, so to say, when it comes to dealing with like the generational shit or seeing propaganda on TV or anything. I really base my whole life off what's really real and what's really not. Simple. And I wasn't always like that. I didn't begin to be like that until I started to see generational shifts or whatever. Like I see our grandparents and how they was shit traveling from down south to come up here, and then how they brung that southern mentality up here, which was make your bed before you leave out the room. We plant gardens. My grandma, all my grandmas, hood grandma, regular grandma, we all had gardens, tomatoes, greens, everything. And that was that was a norm now. Speak when you spoken to, stay in the child's place. All these traditional rules that actually helped what really separated our generation and previous, you could say 89, 88, all 80s babies, all that. You could say the generation of those, they had that structure. So that's why we are able to look down in the sense of certain people because people didn't teach them that. So these newer generations don't have no structure. They just running wild and the world is taking advantage of that shit. So from our grandparents coming up here doing that, then having our parents, between our grandparents and our parents, it was a war that we didn't even know about. The black bottom shit happened. They took a freeway, 75 through all the black owned businesses. They did that in 100 states, did that everywhere. So we was owners. We was owners of the mom and pop shops. And if you ride through all the east side, it's only all fields and all that shit now because we all had black owned businesses. It was a proud place to be. But gentrification started happening. All these secret the area code is the new I don't want to say slavery, but the mark what's really gonna go on when you get to putting that area code on different applications and whatnot. We wasn't hip to that shit, man. We was doing, man, our parents was the crack era hit. You hear me? So we ain't care about that. Like they knew what they was doing. Where that shit come from? You think that shit just got here for no reason? You ain't never seen nobody do none of that shit over here. So it was a war on us back then, but the epidemic hit and nobody really cared. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cared about that shit. So once that shit dried up, we was really the last fighting chance to have that, to pass that torch on. You get what I'm saying? So every day you look at your kids, you look at these young people, realize your value and know that you got a certain package that you might think that's normal that these people don't even have, or to have a foundation to even comprehend what you really got going on. So I think it's really our generational job to pass the torch and let them niggas know and let them females know it's structure to this shit. It's a reality to this. Everything ain't hot girl summer. Everything ain't consciousness, Jesus and Buddha and Anunnaki. It ain't all that all the time either. It's just reality. Like you got to take reality for what it is. These people that's rich and shit, they know how to take reality for what it is and they accept reality. And then they just laser focus on the reality, what's the market, and then bam. So back to our parents. Okay, our parents taught us the same thing they mamas them taught them, but to see they start being in a different change too. But they didn't even know until it was too late. So a lot of our parents is like, what we do now? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of our parents work and stuff, but a lot of our parents went from carrying 20,000 in a briefcase on whatever street to, you get what I'm saying? Like it's, you see that drop off to where we was up here, and then so by our parents having that disconnect, we kind of was left to fend for ourselves pretty much. A lot of us. And it's not for everybody. Everybody didn't go through this. A lot of people still go through their same tradition, church, marriage, live your life, go ahead, do what you do, or divorce or whatever go on. A lot of people still live in that old tradition, but times is changing. So I want people to be aware that you don't always have to be the same person all the goddamn time. Like it's not never that deep. So by now you get to our generation and we taking what we got from them and we mixed into what's going on right now. So we like really the missing link. And I think we really just not necessarily coasting, but nobody taking it serious to kind of say something or acknowledge certain stuff when certain stuff is like arousing. Like you can't just look over a lot of stuff being that you got this great power. I want people to understand that you have a great power coming from that generation. Like our kids the people that come from that generation, our kids, they shouldn't have no type of disconnect from nothing. Cause you got the internet coming out the womb. You got your mama and your daddy from a certain generation that you don't know nothing about. So you, instead of despising your parents, kind of take a step back for your own mental health, evaluate everything that happened in your life and see what you would do different in that perspective. Like if you was your mama or your dad, what would you do in that situation where you felt they wronged you? Because they might have did the best they could in that situation. You just didn't understand as a kid. Even now, it's a lot of stuff I'll be like, good look. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Appreciate it. To anybody, mom and daddy, you know, everybody, mom and daddy love. Anybody that's from this era that's respectful, yes ma'am, no ma'am. These kids don't be saying that nowadays. So I think we got to get back to the basics and then throw our spice on the basics. Like we got this far off of tradition. But you got to start picking that tradition apart and take what's good and what's bad, because everything is not good about that tradition. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I want everybody to understand the reality of these situations and how they affect us mentally, because a lot of us is mentally not necessarily unstable, but you got a couple incidences that might cause anxiety, depression. You might see something on the TV. Somebody might say a certain word. You might you know what I'm saying? That need to be addressed because now we got kids. That shit not healthy. So sometimes it's good to take a break off social media. It's good to take a break from whatever to get your health together. Talk to your mama, even if your mama or your daddy, they not really comprehending because they stuck in their ways too. It's a lot of old school cats that won't even listen to the new people on the radio, and it's a lot of dope new artists just because they got a certain type of bop or sound. History repeat itself. Same thing with jazz in the Renaissance era. They had a bebop, you know what I'm saying? They had that whole era, and they slayed that whole era. But these kids don't know nothing about no Renaissance era. You know what I'm saying? The jazz and the scatting and all that come from an ancestral ground before slavery, before Christ, before religion. So once you start diving into stuff like that, a lot of stuff become clear, and it definitely wakes you up in a sense where nothing seems real anymore. Like what's real and what's not. And then you go on that path, and once you jump down that rabbit hole in that path, it's like a whole new world, honestly. And you see a lot of stuff that's different that a lot of people can't see, and it's almost scary. Like you in the world like alone, unless you find other like-minded people like you, which is rare in the city, in Detroit City at that. But when I went to Atlanta, it's a lot of like-minded people. The energy is better, the air is cleaner all around the world. The air is cleaner. So you got to know what to strive for. You got to know that we are definitely in a war that's not, it ain't got nothing to do with no atomic bombs. It ain't got nothing to do with martial law. The war I'm talking about it's more so of a spiritual war. Like they want to make the world is consumed with fear and negativity. It thrives. Haters, they thrive in this type of world. It's no reason that Instagram should have 1,000 comments. Out of 1,000 comments, 600 of them is negative. People just trolling, bored at home. Like to me, that's not okay. Even though they can do it and do what they want to do, that's cool because you're going to do what you want to do with social media. I don't care. But why is that okay? Why is there not more positive people out here? And why is the positive people being looked down upon? Because they see the light and they see shit for what it's really supposed to be. You get what I'm saying? So that's really what I want to bring to light, because a lot of people will look at that and they will feel in their heart like, yeah, he right, but I ain't saying shit. Like, come on now. Like, why would you leave your mans hanging? The same thing with Colin Kaepernick. Like, a lot of niggas was kneeling and shit too, but they went and got them checks. You feel me? Like, they still got to feed their family. I understand that, definitely. But look how it paid out for him. Sometimes you got to go through the fire, man, to get gold. You got to be forged. You have to be forged sometimes. You're not going to go through life easy and all of that. Our parents ain't do it. Our parents worked their ass off. Our grandmamas worked their ass off. I damn near love my OGs more than a lot of motherfuckers that's close to me that ain't even my blood, just because of the structure they stand on. You get what I'm saying? Like they come from an era where it was calluses on the hands, where it was kid, female, baby, and I ain't even talking about slavery. I'm talking about just hard ass work for theyself, putting that money back into that same house they took it out of, putting food in the same mouth, putting food in the same ground, and they all recycling all that revenue again with themselves. You get what I'm saying? So I just want us to really definitely get back to that, because the further we go, and the day's going by fast as hell, and all this propaganda coming up, we're really losing a lot. Like a lot of people, and I will give credit to a lot of people that want to go green and the carbon footprint shit, just speaking the truth or acknowledging a lot of people with this mental health shit. Like, this shit is real. Like, this shit not no joke. Like, your mental health, you really could be in a zombie state and move every day, laugh every day, play every day with your friends, go to work, do the same sheep shit every day. And you could be in a zombie state. Your frequency is so fucking low. And you eating fast food. The kids got to eat this. The kids got to do that. It's cheap. I ain't got time to be trying to do all that. That's right. That's definitely that's a fact. Because I've been stuck in that work world, working long ass hours, coming home, get hot and ready, kids fed, lay the clothes out, everybody get in the tub, get in the bed, bam, we done. But you kind of got to take pride in yourself and know your ancestral history. It's no way in the fuck I'm going to worship anybody else and not my own people. I'd rather worship my motherfucking grandma, the motherfuckers that came before me, that put them here. You get what I'm saying? Like the people that was before them, even before slavery. All the Egyptians, all the Olmecs, all the Sumerians. All of them, every civilization you ain't even talked about. Like, people don't even know about this type of shit. But you will go judge or cast judgment on somebody else, and you don't even you still a sheep. You get what I'm saying? Like that shit not cool to me. So I want people to really kind of get a grasp on reality. Reality is a really, really, really big thing. Like it may be one of the most important things you need to focus on is reality. Notice the frequency, notice the energy. If all women got intuition, that's really all it is. When a bitch know a nigga fucked up, she get a vibe, a vibration, a frequency that he is emitting. It's nothing else to really talk about. This not just no, oh, I'm a female and I just want to cause drama shit. No, it's not that. Females is more connected to low key than men are. So they are the carriers of life. So they have to be in tune with the universe. Everything around us works so we can walk around this motherfucker. Nothing is, if we leave off this earth today, the fucking earth will thrive, bro. The motherfucking the magnetic field will be stronger. No more green gas and all that cows. It's more cow farts that fuck up the ozone layer, and then trucks, factories, and all that. It's ridiculous. That's crazy. But now y'all talking about plant-based and all of this. Now y'all want to get on board now. Like, make it make sense. And a lot of this shit is soy-based, so it's not really gonna give you no good feeling, man. That shit is all estrogenic. Well, that sums everything up for this video. Comment, let me know what's the next topic, how you feel. I'll be in the comments. We can chop it up. You know how it is. I got love for everybody. It don't matter what you follow, how you follow, what you do, how you do it. You know, I'm fuck with you for you. I ain't got nothing to do with how you personally be moving. I'm just fuck with you how I need to fuck with you. But hit me up. Let me know what's popping. Let me know the next episode. I'll probably make another video.